Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's explainer. Right now, we're going to explore a profoundly transformative concept that comes from a really remarkable 1999 speech given in Aichi Prefecture, Japan. It's called Heiseishin, which essentially means the art of cultivating a perfectly calm, tranquil mind. And honestly, given how crazy and fast-paced our lives are today, this couldn't possibly be more relevant. So I want to ask you, and I want you to be completely honest with yourself here. Did you have even one single second of true, uninterrupted silence today? I mean, really think about it. In our relentless, noisy world, we are just completely consumed by the hustle, aren't we? We're constantly chasing the next metric of success, constantly checking for updates, and frankly, we're kind of terrified of just sitting still with our own thoughts. Because society constantly tells us that happiness is measured by external stuff: wealth, status, reputation. But the source material draws a really sharp contrast here. True joy actually isn't measured by some societal ruler. Instead, it's found in internal fulfillment. The text describes it beautifully as the quiet, undisturbed combustion of your life force. It's that deep, internal realization that you've truly burned bright today, regardless of who is watching or cheering you on. Consider this incredibly vivid metaphor. Ants spend their entire existence looking down at the dirt, right? They're focused only on immediate survival. But humans? We're different. We have the unique capacity to look up at the cosmos. Our true happiness actually unlocks when we look beyond the mundane day-to-day grind and allow ourselves to experience the profound awe of a starry night, the passing of the seasons, and just true quietude. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer scale of that number, 1,000. Because when we lose our composure, we don't just, stumble a bit. We risk plunging into a dark valley that is exactly 1,000 fathoms deep. That is the terrifying, overwhelming depth we fall into the very moment we give in to our anger and our endless worry. As this quote so powerfully puts it, the moment you get angry, your feet are on the edge of a sheer cliff. A troubled mind isn't just some fleeting, harmless emotion that passes by. It is an actively destructive force. The absolute instant you let rage or anxiety take over, you shatter your own foundation of joy, and you step right off that cliff into the valley. Let's actually break down the true cost of that worry for a second. When you lose your Heiseishin, your calmness, your mind literally splits into pieces. You can't reach a clear conclusion about anything. The world around you begins to appear completely distorted and contradictory. You actively become blind to the beauty in yourself, in others, and in the universe. You take a perfectly beautiful existence and you actively make it ugly. So how do we fix this? Well, the source introduces this incredibly beautiful anchoring concept known as the water mirror, or Mizukagami. I want you to just take a breath and imagine your mind as a perfectly still, completely unrippled lake. It is only when the water is absolutely flat that it can perfectly reflect the truth, the light, and the breathtaking beauty of the universe above it. So the crucial point is this. When we blame others, when we hold on to grudges, or just let ourselves become easily irritated, we aren't actually hurting them. We are actively throwing stones into our very own lake. We're creating these massive ripples that completely destroy our hard-earned peace and shatter the reflection of our own water mirror. Which brings us to a really practical question, doesn't it? How exactly do we protect our water mirror from the flying stones of daily life? Because let's face it, people are gonna misunderstand us and stressful things will absolutely happen. That's just life. So how do we put this beautiful philosophy into daily practice? Well, the text actually outlines 3 super simple, actionable steps to shield your mind and maintain your Heiseishin. They are silence, tolerance, and patience. Let's walk through each of these right now. Step 1 is silence, or chinmoku. You literally must carve out deliberate moments in your day where you simply stop talking. No inputs, no social media, absolutely no complaining. Just pure, quiet reflection. Honestly, building this daily habit of stillness is the foundational step you need to let the ripples in your mind finally settle. Moving on to step 2, which is tolerance, or kanyo. Look, we live in a world full of imperfect people who are all just trying their best to bloom. And true tolerance isn't just about, being a polite person. It's actually a defensive shield for your own water mirror. It means actively choosing to focus on the strengths of others rather than getting snagged on their flaws and letting their imperfections disturb your peace. And this brilliantly illustrates our final step, patience, or nintai. The source material radically redefines patience here. It's not about gritting your teeth and suffering through something. It's the profound act of giving someone time. You're recognizing that everyone is on a completely different timeline of spiritual growth. So instead of demanding an immediate resolution, you simply trust in their potential to evolve. And when you practice these 3 steps, when you protect your inner peace at all costs, something kind of magical happens. Maintaining a perfectly calm mind organically forges a truly great character. You stop reacting, you start reflecting, and over time you naturally transform into this incredible beacon of light and stability for everyone around you. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this one thought. Look inside yourself right now. Seriously, check in. Is your water mirror perfectly still? Or is it rippling? Take a deep breath. Let those ripples settle and begin your practice of Heiseishin today.